Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Lutz. In this video, we will be solving a weighted scorecard. Sometimes it's called a value index. The formulas are pretty much the same. It's just usually the use of how you're doing that. But we're just going to call it a weighted scorecard here. Basically, it's used in the purchasing area as a way to remove subjectivity when you're selecting your suppliers. So there's going to be a bunch of dimensions that you're looking at your supplier, like the price they're charging, the cost, maybe delivery time, all sorts of different things. And then you're going to rate them based on how well they did. So then once you have it, you're going to take the weight for each dimension times that supplier's score and add them together. The one with the largest score wins. Sometimes some versions require the sum of the weights to equal one for importance, and that's what I'm going to do for the example that we're using today. And sometimes, like I said, it's called a value index. So in that case, we're just seeing like which product adds the most value to us. But the formula is all the same. Both of them are trying to remove subjectivity when you're making a decision. So we're going to go through an example that I tried to find one that I thought people could relate to. So in this case, I looked at some cell phones. So I went to the Xfinity mobile website this morning and looked up some information about the iPhone 17 and the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. So basically up here is the information that you'd be given. So you can see the dimensions I thought most of us would consider important when looking at a cell phone is the price. How much does it weigh in our hand? How long are we expected to be able to use it for? And how much storage does it have? So if we look at it, all of those are measured in different variables. So we can't really just take the importance of like price is the most important here, multiply it by $1, the next one by ounces, the next one by hours. It's not going to make sense. So a lot of times what companies do is they try to standardize it. So we're going to standardize these in terms of numbers from 1 to 5. So the benefit of this is you can see with price, we'll look up where our price fits into this table and then we'll give it a score. So companies will set up sheets like this so that if you send two different of your purchasing agents to a supplier to do an evaluation, you know that they're coming up with the same numbers and they're not using their subjectivity in making it like, I really like the salesperson, so I'm going to boost them up. We're basing it off of those numbers. So we're changing everything in this table up here into a value between, in this case, 1 to 5. Price, you can see, is what they call it's negatively scaled or reverse scaled because of the fact most of us, we don't like to spend extra money if we don't have to. So the higher the cost, the less like we want to give it a good score. The same with the weight there. This one should have been ounces if I can type correctly. The heavier, the worse because we're carrying it around all day. But we want it to have more like usage time and more storage. So basically, again, you're going to take these numbers and translate them. So if we look at the price of the iPhone today was $1,029.99 if you bought it outright. So if we look at this scale here, we go, oh, that fits in this bucket here. So the iPhone would get a score of 4 for their price. If we just look at the Samsung, it's 1999. So less than 2000, or it would be in this one because it's still less than 2000. I didn't go out to the decimal places there. I probably should have. So it would be a 3. For the weight, 6.24 ounces would be a 5. The weight for the Samsung 7.68 would be a 4. Oops, I don't know why these are doing these as dollars there. Let me just change it all to general numbers. Okay, the next one, usage time. The iPhone, it says, can work for 30 hours, so that would be a 2. 24 for the Samsung would be a 1. Storage, 512 would be a 3, and 256 would be a 2. So again, we're just translating all those different variables into a standard number between 1 and 5. Once you have that, what you're going to do is going to do your importance times the score for each of those. So I'm going to use the sum product in Excel, and it's going to take the sum of this first row. I'm going to hit F4, that puts dollar signs to lock it, so you can copy your formula later. And then the second array that we have here, I think I forgot to put a comma between them, so hold on. So it's this first one here. I'm going to hit F4, comma, then you want it multiplied by this second one. So what this does is, again, I don't know why it's making these dollars, but we're just going to change it to a general number. It's taking zero point 0.4 times 4 plus zero point 0.1 times 5 plus zero point 0.3 times 2 plus zero point 0.2 times 3 gives us a total or a score of 3.3. The same formula, again, I can copy and paste it because of these dollar signs here lock in the importance cells. If you look here, it's still using these times this, is this score of 2.3. So again, the way that you would analyze it is you're going to choose the one with the higher score. So in this case, we would choose the iPhone 17 because it gives us the best value, taking out our subjectivity. So if we just come back here, so we did our example. So again, it's taking subjectivity out of your decision making. So if you want some other videos, feel free to go out and look at them. If there's anything you'd like me to see me solve, reach out to me.